Hi there. Hey, I just want to jump on here real quick and talk about a closing that we just had. A lot of times we as agents, we post our new listings, which we should. Post them, market them, talk about them, do everything we can to sell them. And then we post again or show that they had sold, which again, there we should, to let you know, hey, it's listed and now it's closed. So, but a lot of times we don't talk about what takes place in between. From point A to point B. And sometimes that gets a little rocky. For the most part, the closings are good. They go smooth. A little bit of negotiation, get through the home inspections, the appraisal, final clear to close, and then you close. But every once in a while you get that one listing that seems to have all kinds of problems show up. And nobody ever wants to talk about that one. We just closed one. So it took 3 buyers to get to the closing table. First buyer decided to quit his job during during the financing. So yeah, you're not going to get financed if you quit your job. Second buyer walked away. They used the home inspection as the excuse, but the items that they addressed on the home inspection for the reason they didn't want to buy it were the exact items that we had already disclosed on the residential property disclosure. So that basically tells me that they got cold feet and wanted out of the contract. So then the third buyer comes along. And she is the one who ended up performing and closing. But so once you go in contract, you send your contract to a title company and you send it to the lender. So the title company, they do a title search. They go back on the property the last 40 years, even if the house isn't 40 years old, the land is. And that's where they find out if there's any liens, judgments, if all parties have signed off over the years and all that fun stuff. So if they find a problem, it's considered like a cloud on title, and this one had one. So we had to work through that to get that done. Wasn't really pretty with the seller with what she had to do, but she did. And then we had to negotiate. So it seemed like every time I called my seller, I was calling with bad news. Something new came up, something new had to be addressed. And here's why I'm on here. She was the most phenomenal seller. She didn't get upset. She didn't try to take over. She didn't want to quit. She basically said, hey, this is your job. This is what you guys do. I'm leaving it up to you. So she put it in our hands and let us do our job, which is phenomenal. I mean, to be able to be that trusting with your realtor to allow for us to do our job, that's how we got to closing. So she made all the decisions. We didn't take control over the whole closing. We basically came up with solutions, brought them to her, gave her, A and B, which way do you want to go? And then she decided which way to go. And so like I said, we had quite a bit of negotiation. I think we had 3 or 4 addendums, which means when you make a change with your contract, you usually draw up an addendum stating the change that's been made from the original contract. So anyways, we got through all that, closed it. She was ecstatic, buyer was ecstatic, and we were ecstatic. And basically what it boiled down to was her trust in us as agents to get her house sold. And that's what happened.